Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin and today I am redoing a video that I did almost 3 years ago on my channel where I am sharing what is on my makeup wish list right now and what I'm using instead from those brands. So brands that there are things they're coming out with that I really want to try, they're on my wish list, and realizing that I already have things from these brands in my collection that I might be neglecting those items or not using them anyway. So pulling out things that I already have from those brands and reconsidering, do I really need to buy more or new things or these things from these brands when I can make this look with the stuff I have already. So if that sounds good to you, you want to hear my wish list, you want to try to de-influence yourself, use what you have, and maybe still end up buying some of the items anyway, keep on watching. Before we get too far into the video, if you have not already, I would love it if you would consider subscribing. I upload 2 new videos every week. It is totally free to subscribe, and I would love to have you back again on the channel to talk with you in the comments, all things makeup. All right, let's go ahead and get into primer and the first item on my wish list. Okay, so first up, I am using the r.e.m. Beauty Blurring Primer. This one is on my, I believe, 25 items to pan in 2025, and I do like this product a lot. I'm going to use this and the under eye cooling balm. Is that what it's called? Is it a balm? Under eye cooling blurring under eye balm. Yeah. Those two things are ones I'm trying to use up this year just so they don't expire. And these are the only things I've tried from r.e.m. Beauty before, but I really am sucked in. I know it's an IP, that's why. I'm really sucked in by all of the Wicked stuff. Wicked Part 2 for Good is coming out pretty soon. And specifically the makeup items, there's really only one makeup item that jumps out at me. There's some like Kosmetics limited edition brushes and things that look good to me, but of the makeup, this blush palette is really what speaks to me. And I can't even tell you what it is about it because I have other kind of like baby pink looking blushes. It's not really the flower embossment. I don't know. Something about it is just, it's the Wicked theming, the Glinda stuff. Like, I really am intrigued by this. I don't need any more blushes, and I know that. But also part of it is like, I've really liked these products from r.e.m. Beauty. The under eye balm, it's a little weird. Like, I do feel like this was maybe a little like dried out or something when it got to me, because you have to like, well, on the back of my nail, take out like a chunk and you have to like press it into the skin because it will just be like a solid piece that falls off until you start melting it into your skin with the warmth of it. And I don't feel like that's probably how that product should be performing, but that's how it's been since I got it in this little sample size. So I'm just curious how other makeup from this brand performs, since this is my only experience with it. But again, I know I don't need any more blushes, and it's just the like Wicked thing attached to it that is hyping it up so much in my mind. As I go, I would love it if you would share your thoughts with me. Like, what do you think of these items on my wish list? Obviously, the Wicked one isn't out yet. But if there are any other items on my wish list that are like older items that are already out, because there are some of those, and you've tried them, let me know if you think they're worth it and you're like, oh yeah, you definitely should try that. Or if you've tried it and you're like, take that off your wish list right now. It's absolutely terrible. It's not worth your time, you know, move on to the next thing. I would appreciate that so much. From Tarte, I'm going to use this little Maracuja Tinted Hydrator, just kind of going light on the skin today. And this is another product that I'm trying to use up by the end of the year. I have mine in shade 10N Fair Neutral, if you're wondering. From Tarte, Teresa is Dead has been raving about the Tarte Creaseless Powder, specifically the pink one. And I have not tried a pink powder yet. You know, I've seen the trend, the kind of like blush draping under the eye with the powder leading into the blush. Like, I would just like to try it. So this one specifically, because of Teresa is Dead, is why this one's on my wish list. But there's obviously other brands that have pink powders too, like Wet n Wild has one that's much more affordable than this Tarte one. But I'm like, okay, but is the Tarte one like gonna be, it says creaseless, is it gonna be more smoothing than maybe a drugstore powder would be? I've never tried any powder products from Tarte, like powder eyeshadows, but not like setting powders or loose powders like that. So I am curious. I'm definitely curious, and I want to try that one, especially like I said, because I watched Teresa and hear her recommending it so highly. But I do have quite a few like just translucent setting powders. So this is what I get into. I'm like, okay, well, I try to justify it because I do have setting powders, but I don't have a pink setting powder. You see what I mean? So I'll do that where I'm like, well, but it's not technically adding, you know, anything to my collection that I already have, which is true, but I'm like, okay, is that just justifying? Because I have tons of loose powders. This is from BH, and this is what I'm using just to set in my T-zone. And I'm like, okay, if I have powders still in my collection from BH, a brand that, I mean, I know they got bought by Makeup Revolution, and I think they did a release or two after that, but has anyone heard anything about them in recent time? I haven't. So, like, I didn't even say I'm using this powder, but I didn't even pick anything from BH to say that I want, because to me, like, they essentially don't exist in my mind, at least. I could be totally wrong on that, but if I'm not wrong and they're around, they're doing a terrible job at marketing it and advertising it to all of us. That blurring primer is amazing. Like, I have creases in my head that they're like gone. It's amazing. I really highly recommend that primer. That's one that I wouldn't mind having again once I use it in the full size sometime. But back to the pink powder. That's how I justify things and say, well, I do have powder, but I don't have powder in that shade. So I don't know. And I worry because I'm like, okay, that's a lot of money to spend on a brand like Tarte if it's just okay. I wish they had a travel size of it for me to try, but I haven't seen anything like that come out yet. I'm going to fill my brows next. This is with the CoverGirl Brow and Eye Makers. And for this product, there's really truly, like, no shade. There's not really anything from CoverGirl that I want. But what I do want, brow-wise, is for this dang Morphe pencil that I bought. I'll leave the video linked if you haven't seen it and you don't know what I'm talking about. That was in my pile of shame. This is their new Nano Brow Pencil. I want it to work. I spent more time today trying to get this to come out. Anything at all, nothing. Like, it's a great spoolie, but I misspoke in that video. I kept saying $7. It was $11. So I basically bought an $11 spoolie because no product will come out. I can't get anything to come out. I don't know if there's a blockage. I don't know if it's the component. I've tried to take the top part of the component off, but I can't get the plastic piece to pop off, and I'm worried if I'm too rough with it, it's just gonna like crack it and like break it instead of opening it to see why the product isn't coming out. So my wish list is for the brand new Morphe product that I bought to actually work, and it doesn't. And I said in my previous video, like, it's my own fault. I let it sit in my pile of shame long enough that it's past like the date that I can return it to Ulta. But that's ridiculous. And there is other stuff on my wish list that I wanted to try from Morphe, but I don't feel like I want to buy anything from them now because that was such a bad experience. And that's the first Morphe product I've purchased in years, and that's what I get for my first try back. I'm still upset about it. Can you tell? I'm still upset about it. I thought about maybe sticking like a needle or the end of a paper clip or something down in there to try to, I'm like, okay, did somehow the product like melt, and then, you know, it can't come out, but I didn't leave it in the heat, so I don't know how that would have happened. Like, it's just a whole thing, guys, and I'm over it. So I don't want anything to replace that. I just want what I bought to work. For bronzer and blush, I'm using the brand Give Me Glow. And what I want from them is one of their cream blushes. This is their bronzer in shade Good Times and Tan Lines, by the way. These are super cheap right now, affordable, and very good quality. If you're in the market for a good bronzer or blush, I think they're like on clearance as part of their rebranding. I want to say I paid like $2 or $3 a piece for these, so check it out. But the cream blush is, there's a specific shade, okay? Because, you know, cream blush is cream blush. I have cream blushes, but Give Me Glow has one called Mustard Moment. I'll put, of course, the pictures of all of these up so you can see which shade I'm talking about, the one labeled Mustard Moment. And I have never seen like a yellowy mustard shade cream blush before, and it is so pretty. And again, this is where I fall into the trap sometimes of like, I don't know if it's a trap, the mindset, maybe I'll say, of, well, yeah, I do have cream blushes, but I don't have anything that shade of a cream blush. And that's true. I might have maybe one powder mustard blush somewhere. Like this one is Hey Honey that I'm about to use, this pressed powder blush, but it is deeper and not as yellow as the Mustard Moment I'm talking about. Here's the honey one. And I just love the look of that mustard cream blush. It looks so cool. Like imagine that almost even like paired with this kind of a powder blush. That would look so good. And especially right now, this time of year for fall, that one is tempting me so hard. But I haven't heard anybody say anything really about their cream blushes. I don't hear people talking about them. So I'm like, okay, what does that mean? I don't hear people talk about their powder products a lot either. Like, are they just sleeping on them, or are they not that great? Like, I don't know. So I don't want to spend, I want to say it's like 22 bucks for one of them. I don't want to spend a lot if I'm not going to like it. So that's where I am with that one. Okay, we're going to do a little setting spray, and I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Cucumber 3-in-1 Primer Water. I think that one's almost gone. It's getting a little spitty and not as fine here at the end. So Wet n Wild. From Wet n Wild, I would really like to try, I saw this on Instagram. This is their Clingy Serum Primer, and it's got, I think if I read it right, like niacinamide or like some kind of skincare is in it. And I've been very into like the primers and serums and foundations that have skincare ingredients in it. I am a 34-year-old lady at this point, and you know, I'm trying to keep up appearances for as long as we can here. And just that kind of serum product I've been liking a lot lately to pair with skin tints, foundations, things like that. So that one really intrigues me, especially because it is a better, it's a lower price point, right? I think it's like $6 or $7, something like that. So I'm interested in that, but I also know I have so many primers right now that I really don't need to buy any more. When I get my primer collection down to having like 2, then maybe we'll talk. But for now, like I said, I'm trying to use up this r.e.m Beauty one, albeit it's very nice. I like it. I want to use stuff in my collection before it expires and goes bad. All right, for brow gel, I'm using the Urban Decay Slick Day Brow. And I'll be honest, I don't really want a whole lot from Urban Decay right now. There were a couple items on my Ulta wish list from them. But after the whole Scandinavia thing, setting spray thing, there are entire videos dedicated to that on YouTube if you want to see more or hear more about what I'm talking about. But that whole situation just kind of gave me the ick. I'm not going to lie. So I they're a little dead to me right now. I'm not gonna lie. Not totally dead, right? They're not elf status, but but like just a little dead to me right now. So I'm not saying I'll never purchase from them again, but that just felt a little icky. And so for now, I'm pushing pause on them. I don't want any of their products right now. Okay, for eyeshadow primer, I'm going in with the ColourPop Party Proof Eye Primer. Tell me why I want this. Tell me why I want this. It's so basic. It's so basic. I've wanted this for a long time. This is their Sage the Day eyeshadow palette. It's one of their 9 pans. I have so many of ColourPop's 9 pans, and I know that this is like basic, right? And it's not anything like earth-shattering, groundbreaking, but I don't know what it is about this one. From time to time, will go through my wish list and decide like to take stuff off because maybe I wanted it in the moment when it came out, and later I've kind of moved on and I'm not interested anymore. Which is the great thing about wish lists, because in my mind I'm like, okay, if the newness of it wears off and I still want it, then it wasn't just a FOMO hyped in the moment kind of a thing. I really actually do want it. And that's how I feel with this one. It's been out years, maybe years at this point, and I still want it. I don't know what it is about this sage color. I mean, sage was one of the main colors of my wedding, so maybe it's just the color sage that really draws me in. But I want this one still, so, and it's not that expensive. I just truly, you guys know, I don't need more eyeshadow palettes. As someone with over 300 of them in my collection, I just don't need it. So it's almost one of those, like, if it were to come into my life in some sort of way, I would love that, but I know that I just really don't need it, and so I've held off on pulling the trigger because I know I don't need any more eyeshadow palettes. Speaking of eyeshadow palettes, today we're using the Wizard palette from Fantasy Cosmetica. And you guys, I really want the new collab with Batty Bean. Look at it. I mean, it's witches, it's familiars, it's cats. It's got cool marbled shades. Like, everything about it is like, duh, I'm getting that. Duh, that's gonna be in my collection. Like, obviously, there's not a guess or a question in my mind of if I will get this. Did I just say in the same breath I don't need any more eyeshadows? Yes, but this is not just a ColourPop palette, and no offense, ColourPop, I know that comes off harsh, but like, look at it. I gotta have it, but I'm not gonna get it right away upon launch or release or anything. I think it's already out at this point when this video is going up. So we're using what we have from Fantasy Cosmetica. Love this brand so much anyway, as it is obviously I already have their products, but I really want this because some of the colors, not all of them, some of the colors look like they would be unique to my collection. And even if every single one of them I could dupe, some of it is just like the theming. I live for an aesthetic, truly. And I really, really like Betty Jean as a creator and just want to support the collab and the brand, if I'm being honest. And yeah, that is what it is. So I'm just taking shade Curiosity right now and putting it in the crease. This primer doesn't really need set, but I usually put something in the crease just to help conceal all of the veins that I have in my eyelids. There's a lot of them. And then I think I'm gonna go maybe a little purpley in the outer corner with Intellect, this matte down here. This one and Telepathy I think are the deepest 2 shades in the palette. It's just one's a deep purple and one's a deep blue. You know what? I do have a bit more blue than I do purple in this shirt, so tell you what, I'm gonna kind of layer and mix the 2 deep mattes and do a little Telepathy and a little Intellect both in the outer corner. Just do a little blending moment until we get something that's a little blurple and smoky-ish here on the outer corners of each eye. Okay, and then on a flat brush, I think part of me wants to do Divination because that's like a blue to purple duochrome, but it's already looking a bit deep and bruisey right now, and I do have choir practice later, and I don't want it to be too intense. I mean, not that anybody's necessarily gonna say anything, but like I want it to be daytime appropriate. And I know that's a different definition to everybody of what that is, and it's, you know, this is just what I'm comfortable with. So I think I'm gonna go Graviturgy, the holochrome, on the outer portion of the lid, and then Conjuration, the light blue, on the inner portion of the lid is my plan here. Ooh, that's deep. Okay, overlapping that first shimmer with the outer corner mats that I laid down to be just like a nice link between the end of the mats and the start of the shimmer portion of the eye. And then Conjuration, the lighter part. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this turned out a bit more intense than I was planning, but you know, it happens. It happens, question mark. I don't know what to say. And then I'm gonna go in with Meteor Storm, which is the yellow shimmer in the middle of the palette. This one right here, I guess I could just show you. And I'm gonna put that in the inner corner, kind of wrap around the lower lash line, swoop it up a little bit on the upper lash line. And then go back in Telepathy, the dark blue matte. Use that to give me a little bit of a shadow liner on both eyes. And mascara is next. I am gonna go in with an Essence mascara. And at first I was like, is there anything on my wish list that I want from Essence? Because I don't feel like I shop often from Essence. And to me, Essence is a good brand. I just find a lot of times you get what you pay for with Essence, and they are more affordable, and I don't always feel like their products stack up. Like when it comes to the quality is what I mean. So, but not always, right? Because like I'm going to be using the Get Big Lashes Volume Curl Mascara, lift lashing this one. I think this is like $3.99 from Essence. And I actually like this mascara better than I liked, like I just finished a Fenty mascara, and I like this Essence one more than I did that. So it's not always the case that more expensive is better. Like, we know that. But I just don't shop a lot from Essence. So anyway, sorry for not being concise. I went on my Ulta wish list to see, is there anything I already have favorited here or saved on my wish list? Because these are all things that were already pulled from my like Sephora and Ulta wish list, or things I had saved from Instagram that I knew I was saving because I wanted to buy them at some point. And there was one thing on my Ulta wish list, and it was the Essence foundation stick. It kind of looks to me a bit like that ABH foundation stick that they came out with like a year or so ago. And it's described as being a natural matte formula. And I feel like that bit might be nice with the foundation brush to just like get a little on the brush from the stick and just kind of like spot cover places, because I've been liking doing that with concealer. And I'm curious about it, especially when it's on sale right now for $4.89. Like, I'm tempted to pull the trigger because I think that's it. It's looking like it's on sale, even cheaper than it normally is at Ulta right now. I don't need another foundation is the thing. But also, I have 0 stick foundations. So we're back to the situation with the cream blush again, where I'm like, well, I have plenty of foundations. I have plenty of blushes. But I don't have that kind, right? Same thing with the pink powder. I don't have that kind or that formula or that whatever. That is my biggest pitfall, I think, when it comes to breaking my low buy or getting things, is I find some kind of way to justify that I don't have that formula or that shade. And it's true. It's a true justification, but I don't need everything. I really don't. So again, if you've tried any of this stuff and you can de-influence me or talk me out of it, I would appreciate it. But that one, I'm like, it's $4, especially when it's so cheap. It almost feels like worth the gamble or worth the risk to try it. It's not like it's a $36 item like the Tarte Creaseless Powder that I'm like, oh, that gives me pause. I don't necessarily want to take that big of a gamble. I feel like the mascara tied it together a lot better. Like, it seems less crazy and intense now, but maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me. What's next? What's next? I don't know if I want anything from this next brand. I'm using a highlighter, what I have left of a little sample highlighter from the Balm. This is the Mary Luminizer highlighter. I would pick it up and show you, but it's kind of broken in pieces because after I hit side pan and kept going, it's like at that stage powders get to a lot of times when you're low and they just start like crumbling and breaking into pieces. That's where we're at with this one. So I'm just trying to use it the rest of the way up and be done with it. And again, I don't think there's anything I want from the Balm. Like, this highlighter is fine, but it's just fine. It's not, I don't want this in my collection again. Like, I have so many other prettier things. Like, sorry, nothing against the Balm. They're just like, I think it's a little sleepy. I think their brand's a little sleepy right now. So I'm using this because it's what I'm trying to get rid of, but that's one area I'm a little safe on, is this brand. And then the lip is just another repeat, you guys. I already talked about Essence, but I am trying to use up this Hollow Wow Dewy Lip Shine. They don't even sell this anymore. It's in shade Scarab Wings. It's so pretty. It's got like a berry base, like a purpley berry kind of a base with blue reflect in it. It's so pretty. But we've already talked about Essence and what I want from them. Oh, I love the reflect in the lip. I'm not even sure if you can see it, but I'm gonna be sad when this one is gone. But at the same time, I probably have other pretty stuff in my collection that I'm neglecting because I've been using this one. So I can find things in my collection that I already have that are gonna keep me satisfied. Like, look, let's zoom out a little bit that we're done here. you don't need to be that close anymore. Look at this finished look. This final and finished look is great. I feel super happy about this, confident about it. It's fun. It's got some color. I'm really happy with how my complexion looks. I don't think I've ever combined these two together, the r.e.m. Beauty and the Tarte, but that's a win. Like, I've got the coverage I want for the redness of my skin to be gone, but it's not heavy. It's not too dry looking. It's not settling in my fine lines. The blurring like helped decrease the fine lines. Like, this one's a win for me. This is a win for me. Let me know, guys. Again, what do you think of the products on my wish list? Have you tried anything? Or let me know what's on your wish list, something you want and something you're using from the brand instead that you already have, that you can fill the void without shopping new. That's my goal right now. Thanks so much if you made it all the way to the end of the video. I appreciate it so much, and I hope to see you again on the next one. Bye.